Manor, Texas is transforming from quite a rural little town into one of Central Texas' fastest growing suburbs. Just about 12 to 14 miles northeast of downtown Austin, it's a blend of affordability, prime location, and surging economic opportunities has made it a magnet for homebuyers, businesses, and investors. Once a hidden gem, Manor is now on the map. Thanks to its proximity to major employers like Tesla and Samsung, as well as a wave of new commercial and residential developments. Well connected via US Highway 290 and our toll road SH 130, the city offers seamless access to Austin while still maintaining a sense of space and potential. With ongoing infrastructure upgrades and a ton of residential development, Manor is rapidly emerging into a key player of the region's expansion and one of the top destinations for those looking to plant roots in a high growth area. If you guys have been watching my channel for a while or look through the archives of the 250 plus videos that we have, you will see that I have pretty much no content about Manor. This is very much because it has been a dormant suburb up until around the last 4 or 5 years. Manor honestly has seen a bit of consistent growth through the pandemic, but over the last couple of years, it has continued to grow and develop even more and more. So today I'm going to tell you about the top 3 most popular neighborhoods in Manor. Obviously, with the constant growth of Austin and rising cost of living, Manor has grown quite a bit in popularity. There are a ton of new residential developments there, and there is a ton of variety. So today what I've done is I've chosen 3 neighborhoods that are very different from each other, that have a lot of different things to offer for different folks in different phases of life and lifestyles. Today I'm going to tell you about 3 popular communities. The third one is very cool, and I feel like it's very groundbreaking. I know I've seen it all over the news, and I hear people talk about this particular community a whole bunch. So make sure to watch this video all the way to the end, because I'm going to tell you everything that I have learned about this community. So the first community that I'm going to tell you about is called ShadowGlen. ShadowGlen is a master plan community located just north of Highway 290. ShadowGlen has really excellent access to tons of stuff to do right there in Manor. Over the last couple of years, there's been a lot of commercial development as far as basic stores and amenities and just things that you would need. They recently opened a gym. There is now a Starbucks there. They have a Dutch Brothers coffee. There's a little drive-through salad place. They've got Walgreens, CVS. There's a Walmart that's been there for decades. All of that to say is because there is a larger population there and there is more demand for things to do. These businesses, even though they are kind of big box basic businesses, are coming there and they are growing, and they are there because the people need things to do and places to shop and restaurants and all that kind of stuff. So, ShadowGlen. ShadowGlen is a golf course community. Like I said, it's located off of Highway 290. One of the main points about ShadowGlen is that it has a champion golf course community. This community boasts an 18-hole, 7,174-yard championship golf course. Personally, I'm not a huge golfer, and I've actually had a couple clients that have bought homes in the ShadowGlen community that are not golfers either. But I think people really like golf course communities in Austin or in Texas in particular, just because they offer a lot of amenities. They are very stately looking, they're very well manicured, and everything is clean, and these homes and these communities tend to hold their value pretty consistently. ShadowGlen also has a really cool water park right there in the middle of the community. It features a 14-acre water park equipped with 2 swimming pools, multiple water slides, and a splash pad, providing ample recreational opportunities for families. This is really cool because most of these master plan communities have a community pool. They might have 2 community pools, and they're fine and dandy, but a lot of them are not this full immersive resort experience. However, having an actual water park in the community gives it a totally different feel, and people really love having that there, especially because it gets so hot in Texas. Finally, ShadowGlen has a lot of community events and a very good community feel. There's always people out and about. I see people walking the dogs, walking the kids, kids outside playing, etc. As in any neighborhood video, of course, we want to take a quick look at the houses and the style of homes, pricing, etc. that they have there. So here I've got a link of all the homes that are available right now in ShadowGlen, and over here you can see the type of homes that you can find there. I would say ShadowGlen really doesn't have a lot of variety in the sense of you can find condos or townhomes or a lot of land, that kind of stuff. No, everything is very uniform looking, and it basically all has a very similar look and overall style. You're going to find more traditional looking homes here, very standard. It does feel more stately and definitely more established than some of the other Manor neighborhoods, and I think that's largely just because the fact that it is a golf course community after all. Alrighty, so the next neighborhood on our list is Presidential Meadows. This is a very popular neighborhood, primarily because it is one of the more affordable options near the Austin area. Presidential Meadows, if we look at a map, is also located just off of Highway 290. It's further east into Manor, so access to general things is going to take a little bit longer, but because it is basically right there on 290, you can hop right on the highway and pretty much go wherever you need to go. Presidential Meadows is, I would say, a pretty basic starter home type of community. They have some basic amenities like little playscapes for the kids. They've also got a community pool and little community center. It's not nearly as fancy as ShadowGlen and maybe some other communities in Manor, but it's a really good starting point if you're looking to invest, if you're looking for your first home, or if you want to be budget minded, of course, when buying a home. Let's take a look at some options here in Presidential Meadows. Here you can kind of see what is available. There is the original section of Presidential Meadows, which I want to say was built kind of like 2006, 7, 8 more or less. And then you've got newer construction homes as well. I have seen homes in Presidential Meadows sell for as low as like 280, and that's kind of on the low end. And of course, it's going to be something smaller, maybe that needs some work. But then you can also find homes that are new, if not brand new, that are totally ready to go in, I would say, the high 300 price range up to maybe the low 400 price range. Generally speaking, you're not going to find homes that are more expensive than about 410, 415, 420, give or take, in Presidential Meadows. Like I said, this video is going to be pretty high level. We're not diving into too much detail because I just think it's important to have a general overview of the type of homes and communities that you can find in Manor. If you think it would be helpful to do a deeper dive into these specific neighborhoods, I am happy to do that, and I've done that in other videos past. So just leave a comment, let me know, or feel free to send me a direct email so that I can get your feedback and get ideas potentially for future videos that we can do on the topics. The last, and I think very biasly, the coolest community on this list is Whisper Valley. Whisper Valley is a 2,063-acre master plan community located about 15 miles east of downtown Austin. It is designed with a strong emphasis on technology, sustainability, and healthy living. I am a huge fan of Whisper Valley. I think it's super cool what they're doing. Not only is there a massive focus on sustainability and energy efficiency, but also the general style of homes over there is super nice. There are a couple different entrances to the community. When you go in through the main entrance, it feels pretty grand. There is a huge sign that says Whisper Valley with like the Whisper Valley flag, and there's these like little rolling hills, and there's really nice landscaping everywhere, and it just has a really nice kind of high-end vibe to it. I made a list of bullet points about Whisper Valley that I think are super important, so I'm gonna read them to you as quickly as I can. Number 1 on here is the zero energy capable homes. Every home is equipped with geothermal heat pumps and solar panels, enabling residents the potential to produce as much energy as they consume, which significantly reduces energy and utility costs. There are also extensive green spaces and areas for outdoor activities. The community dedicates over 700 acres to parks, nature trails, and green belts, promoting outdoor activities and connection with nature. There is also a ton of eco-friendly infrastructure. Whisper Valley features a community-wide geogrid system that utilizes the Earth's thermal properties for effective heating and cooling, reducing energy consumption by 70%. That is wild. Absolutely crazy. Imagine what a difference that makes if you live here in hot Austin. It also has some really beautiful and modern amenities. The residents of Whisper Valley have access to a resort-style swimming pool. It's literally an infinity pool. There is a fitness center, dog park, playgrounds, and community gardens supporting a healthy and active lifestyle. High-speed connectivity. I actually didn't know this until I did a little bit more research, but all the homes are pre-wired for Google Fiber, which offers internet speeds that are up to 100 times faster than traditional services, catering to modern technological needs. Very cool. There's also very heavy emphasis on community events and community just connection in general, which I think is really unique. The community hosts various events and educational programs, fostering a strong sense of community among the residents. Like I said, Whisper Valley is very much a forward-thinking development. They do have a pretty wide variety of builders there, so there's a bit of variety of the style of home and the type of home that you can buy. The general look is a bit more modern, I think, than not just other parts of Manor, but also other parts of Austin. You can find homes that are kind of like cool colors and then that have like roofs that are different angles and stuff, which you don't necessarily see a lot unless you're buying a home in like central Austin, like in the Travis Heights area, like a new construction type of option, but they have a really cool style overall. I would say though, one of the downsides of Whisper Valley is that they are located south on Manor and there really isn't very much to do. The community itself does have really great amenities. So if you're the type of person that works from home and then you want to go out for a walk in the evening or in the mornings, etc., or go for a swim in the community pool or work out in the community gym, and then just kind of go back home after that, that might be your vibe. But if you're the type of person that likes to be out and about and you want to go shopping, meet up with friends at restaurants and that kind of stuff and like go to trendy places, you will have to commute into Austin. Depending on traffic and what way you go, it could be like maybe a 20-minute drive into Austin, or maybe like 35, maybe 40 minutes. It just really depends what you're into and of course what your plans are. So with that, let's take a look at some of the options that we have available in Whisper Valley. So as we can see here on the list, one of the first homes that pops up is more kind of a modern look to it. There are kind of more traditionally styled homes here as well, but generally speaking, they don't look like your traditional Texas home, which I think is kind of cool. When they were first building Whisper Valley, it was one of the more expensive communities in Manor, and to be honest, it still kind of is. But I also think that builders and developers saw that there was a need for more affordable options. So there is one builder, I believe it is Pacesetter, that is doing more like garden style homes where you can buy a smaller home, or you can buy a townhome where you basically share a wall with one other person, and the home is going to be smaller and it's definitely going to be a lot more affordable than like one of these like standalone $500,000-$600,000 homes. The price ranges in Whisper Valley can range quite a bit depending on the size of home and the style of home, of course. If you're going to get let's say like a 1,200 square foot garden home, the pricing for that's probably going to be closer to $300,000. But if you're getting a more traditional, let's say like 2,000 or 2,200 square foot home with 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, maybe an office, a little bit of a yard, you're looking at closer to about $450,000 to maybe about $550,000, maybe $600,000 if you're pushing the envelope a little bit. And that's generally what you can expect in Whisper Valley. New construction homes, more of a modern look, tons of amenities, and of course, very eco-friendly living lifestyle, etc. So you guys, those are some of the most popular neighborhoods in Manor, Texas today. If you guys want to see more in-depth videos about these communities, I am more than happy to do that. And I need you guys to leave comments or send me an email and let me know what you're interested in seeing. Because of course I want to bring videos to you that are entertaining and also really valuable. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm Daphne Quay, your boss lady realtor. Till next time.